Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul, where I am your host, Michelle Bolden Hammond. And look, it's going to bring me some proudness because I have one of the Eastern Shore legends, which I remember when he was a baby. I'm telling my age, but I'm proud. It makes me look, I still look young. So I am honored to have one of Easton's legends, let's say, Shelton Hawkins here
Thank
with
you.
us tonight. And we're just going to be talking about, he has philanthropy, all of this stuff, numerous stuff, with basketball, art. We're going to talk about it all tonight, but I want to welcome you here to the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul. How are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm good. That might be the first time somebody actually called me a legend. So I don't know. Like that kind of made me feel kind of good. So I definitely appreciate that. And you listen, you're not that old. Black does not crack. You look amazing. I told my mom I was coming on your show, so she was happy. So that lets you know how old my mom is. So she was like, where I watch it at? I said, oh Lord, oh my goodness. But so
we'll send her the link. We'll make sure she'll get the link. But yes, Patricia, I want you to say you have raised some fine young man here. He is doing some things. And what we want to talk about, this is our community, our Talbot County. Some things are just like blowing up, but you to the change, but not only in Talbot County, you going global with some stuff. And that's what I'm like to talk about.
Right.
When you think about your dreams, you're taking it global. So Shelton, I have one video that I want people to look at about just with you and this vision that you have. So we have a video. So just sit back. We're going to show this video.
All right.
The basketball court I'm actually standing on is a basketball court I grew up playing on when I was younger. In 2003, my cousin actually passed away out here. We all kind of stopped playing basketball out here. So for years, it was so unkept. It had like cracks in the middle of it. It was uneven. So I wrote a letter to the town to try to get them to fix the basketball court and try to keep our community engaged and have somewhere safe for kids to play. They told me no for 10 years. So finally in 2017, I wrote a letter and had a meeting with a friend of mine who works for the town, and she loved the idea so much they not only let me do this basketball court, they let me use the other public space that we have here. We wanted to call it Playing Color. As you can see, it's super colorful, to be something that attracts people. Even if you don't want to play basketball, you want to come and look at the court and see the colors and just kind of hang out. And in the project with Cambridge, everything started happening after the riots with George Floyd. So a good friend of mine who's a local artist in Cambridge knew that I kind of did mural work and wanted to do something for Black Lives Matter. And so many people from the community came out and actually painted. I'm a direct descendant of Harriet Tubman, so it's cool that it's right in front of Harriet Tubman's museum. It happened really fast. I'm super proud of that one. Art kind of saved my life. I played basketball in college. I went overseas. Coached at University of Maryland Eastern Shore. I was down there for 3 years. I was burnt out from being a young college coach, always on the road, always doing the recruitment. Anytime I had a break, art was always like my way to kind of escape, to get away. So then it started being where I was looking forward to the summer times where I got to be able to do art more so than going out and recruiting and stuff like that.
What's up, class? How's everybody doing today?
Good.
I'm actually blessed enough to be able to teach art at St. Charles. My art teacher, who is the art chair at St. Charles, she was like, hey, we need an art teacher. So she called me, I went to interview, and they gave me a job. Art is one of those subjects where it's not necessarily right or wrong. It's really what the student feels and how hard they try. At St. Charles, they let me kind of be creative. I feel like the students really enjoy my classroom. I try to let my students know that there's no right or wrong. Don't be afraid to dream, not being afraid to see what happens when you actually try to, chase those dreams. I was born here, and if I can get to have all these cool opportunities by just doing art and being creative, then they can do those same things. Hopefully in 10, 15 years, one of my kids is doing something super great and I can say, man, like I had him in class and those life lessons that I was teaching him actually kind of work.
Everybody, all right, I'll see y'all next time. Everybody give me 5. That was going on. Probably, I don't see you give me 5.
I always felt like it's super important to give back because I've been fortunate enough in my lifetime to have so many people give back to me. Take pride in your community. Take pride in giving back, because I feel like the more you give back, the more opportunities you have, and the more blessings you get to be to people. And for me, that's what it's really about, is just trying to be a blessing to other people.
Woohoo! I'm like here tearing. I'm trying to hold back these tears. Good thing I ain't got a lot of makeup on tonight. But you said something that was so proud and efficient. You need to give back to your community because somebody else has blessed you in a way. I'm like tearing up now thinking about it. So, you didn't give up on your dreams. And this is what this show is all about, inspiring messages. You have a inspiring message because you're pouring into those kids. You don't know how much, because you know what they get online with you, it might be something disastrous at home. And just for you to take into that minute with them with this art. So, I'm going to give the audience a little bit of your little background. That was just a little bit of it. But let me tell you, Shelton Hawkins, he returned. That's the thing. You returned back to your hometown of Easton, Maryland. Notice that the basketball courts at Ottawa Park was empty. When growing up, kids of all ages spent time there. Older kids let the younger ones play and even join in sometimes. Younger kids play hard, hoping to be seen and let into the next game. And that's so true. It was the heart of the community. Everyone belonged. But when Shelton went back home to Easton after college and a year abroad, nobody was there. Determined to bring the courts back to life, Shelton teamed up with Easton Town Councilwoman Megan Cook. Yes, and I've had so much generation working with her as a board member as well. Together, they created a plan. That's what I'm telling you, folks. You got to create the plan to a public art project on the court. They presented the plan to the Talbot County Parks and Recreation, who loved the idea so much that they asked if both the town basketball courts, we have 2 courts here, one at Ottawa Park and Moton Park, to be part of the project. Amazing. Amazing. And look, your vision, Shelton vision, is to continue to create inspiring and beautiful basketball courts that will draw their own audiences and bring kids back onto the courts in parks every day with regular basketball youth clinics on site. He intends to build more of these courts with many teams, and you are doing it. So tell the audience, it's just not here in Talbot County. Share where you just recently been.
Oh man, this was a really good last couple of years for me. Really started with, I did Ottawa basketball court, and then I literally went and did LeBron James court in Akron, Ohio. So I went from Easton, doing a basketball court in Easton, to doing LeBron James, which is arguably one of the best basketball players of all time, doing a court for his school in his hometown. And then from there, just been doing courts a little bit everywhere. I did one in Atlanta this year, did one in New York this year, 2 in New York this year, 3 in New York. New York was really like a hot spot for us this year. Mississippi, man, just all these amazing places this summer. Just kind of got to go travel and kind of just be a part of the community, and then, try to give back with the game of basketball.
And let me say, this young man here was something on the court.
I'll take that compliment more than any compliment. I'll take that one.
Yeah, you were. I'm telling you, you were. And then my brother Darrell and my son Tarish, all of them, here it is. Yeah, LT, my other cousin. Y'all some of Eastern legends here. So, so I mean, you did it, and you like you said, you came with a plan, and it's always to know someone with the plan. Now, Megan is all about community.
Yeah,
I know that, and I think when we was with the Frederick Douglass Day, we saw Megan that day.
Yeah.
I think you and Megan went to school together?
No, so Megan, I actually didn't meet Megan until I had the idea to do Ottawa Park. Richard Potter was like, I had my first meeting. They didn't think it was a good idea still. And I told Richard, I was like, man, like they just not understanding. So then he was like, I got the perfect person for you, which was Megan Cook. I met Megan at Golden Corral in Easton. We had to sit down and just kind of just had it like, all right, this is what we're going to do. And then as soon as I met her, everything kind of changed. And she's actually the godmother of my daughter. So she's that part of that much of our family where, you know, she really kind of changed my life.
Yeah, and her and Dr. Cook are doing amazing things. I love them. Those are my grandkids. Yeah, Landon.
Yeah.
Those are my grandkids' doctor. He is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And what I like about him, diversity and inclusion is always with them. You know, always with them. So we got a couple of comments. We got a couple of people that has joined us. We have Ty say, "Hey y'all." We have Tanae said, absolutely. Shariva said, that's dope. Congrats. That's amazing. Lisa says, creatives are the bomb.com. And that is so true. Creatives are. And I'm telling you, it's heightened. It's in heightened, like you said, this year, last year, it's been booming. For those who are creatives, you better open up your portal and receive it, because now is the time to hear everything that you can do, anything that you can do, and put your mind to it.
And I know Ty really gonna like this, but a lot of times people just gotta step out on faith. I legit feel like I can do anything. Like I really never afraid of any opportunity. I always know it's gonna be all right. And even if it's not as successful as I plan, like at least for me, it's always learning something in the process and doing a project. So for me, I always try to have fun. So when people say, hey, can you do X, Y, and Z? Even though I might not, I'm still say yes, because I want to try to figure it out. Like I want to be able to go and get some friends or a team around me that can make it happen. So that's how it always happens.
And you said the key word, stepping out on faith. You see, you didn't make me say something on this portion. See, for the past 3 weeks, I have been talking about this thing about faith. See, here's the thing. You know, we always talk about that scripture about, you know, you got to have faith of a mustard seed. Yeah, you can have it. You can have it. But here's the thing. Faith is a what type of word? Action word.
Oh, right.
It's just not gonna, you're gonna say, it's just not gonna drop out the sky. You got to put some action behind it, because you know what? How you know if it's gonna work if you don't put the action behind it? Because it's just not gonna fall out the sky. Anything that's worth working for, you gotta have that action behind it. And you can't, even like you said, even in the midst of some parks, you know, and we know where we come from, Talbot County, it can be very hard to go afford that board, because you know it's not diverse, and it's not diverse, being honest. But for them to say we like this vision, that meant a whole lot, because we know where we come from, and it's totally different. So you know, I commend you for following the plan. And again, you took on the plan, you leaped on the faith, and look where it's taking you, all around this country, being heard of internationally.
And even when you started. We're just getting started. Next year, I feel like next year is going to be my biggest year. Like I'm speaking that blessing into existence, because all the work that we put in this year, you know, we want to see the fruits of our labor next year, and just know that we're going to actually keep growing next year. So for us, it's just about an opportunity of just keep trying and keep getting better.
Hey, we got 1, 2, 3 more people on here. So I'm touching and agreeing. It says 2 or 3 gathered in his name, and I'm believing that. So you will be. I'm totally believing. And what we're going to do tonight, we're going to give out this social media stuff so you guys can pour into this project, you know. So we're believing that there's $1 million donor sitting out here.
When we go in the office, talk that. That's what I need to hear. Sorry.
That's okay. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, no, like I really feel like 2022 is gonna be an amazing opportunity for not only myself, but you know, people who I align myself with. So my good friend Devin Beck, we always work on every project. I feel, you know, I definitely feel like he's gonna have an amazing year. You're gonna have an amazing year. I feel like everybody who we kind of come in contact is gonna have an amazing year. So you gotta start speaking those blessings over yourself and over other people.
You better say it. And I receive it. I receive it. And I'm telling you, look, even Ty just put $1 million donor. Yes, the $1 million donor, wherever it goes in this YouTube, wherever land is, look, this ad goes viral. It's out there. It's out there. So we saying tonight, we're speaking tonight that this show will find that to its place, to that $1 million donor to keep this color, this art around the world. So it's already done. I'm thanking him right now, already in advance. So you took in art. Now explain to the audience what is your basis on art. Like you said, you always liked it, but putting it into basketball, that's a passion. So you got two passions there, your art and your basketball. So explain to the audience how this thing with art and then with these basketball courts.
I actually got really lucky. I had a really good art teacher. I don't know if you know Lee Phillips, Miss Phillips. She taught at Easton for like 18 years.
Yes.
She was my art teacher when I was a sophomore. And like the way she taught her class, like for some reason that class always kind of stuck out to me. Even when I would come home during the summertime, I would see her. When I graduated college, I came home and seen her. So for me, like it was just something about like her class. And I always could kind of draw a little bit, but the older I got, the more I started like taking art a little bit serious. So for me, it was like escape of the basketball season, because basketball, either you win or you lose. And art is opposite. Art is like, okay, if you think it's good, then you think it's good. Like everybody else has their own view and opinion of your art. So for me, I think art kind of gave me that freedom just to kind of just try things. And then once I kind of got the art bug, it just been, I did a project in maybe 2014, 2015 with Devin, where we did 12 different shoes with 12 different paintings. It was called 12 for 12. And it was just like this whole project where every month I did a shoe with Nike ID, and it was like master painting. So it kind of had this whole story for like a whole year. And then we showed it in Cambridge, and pretty much all the pieces sold out. I'm like, man, people gonna buy these paintings for $500, $600. I just wanted $100. I was like, all right, it cost me $80 to get the canvas, $20 to get the paint. Give me my money back and I'm all right. But once the gallery seen the work and they started putting them prices on, stuff just did really well.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You executed it. That's been a favorite word too of this weekend. You executed with those shoes. I might call you up because I need me a nice fly pair of shoes.
Oh, look at you.
Get me some nice Air Jordans or whatever, and some fly to get you to work on them for me. I got a little vision here for them. Get me some old Upfront Mind Body Soul type of tennis shoe. We have to talk off the record for that.
Okay. Come on. That makes sense.
So, audience, I want you to go tag a friend, share this video, because we have my awesome friend here. He's like a son. I guess you can say like a son, because for me,
we grew up my whole life.
Shelton Hawkins here, a hometown Easton. Look, I even got my cousin Donnie on here from Florida watching this. He said, wow. God bless you both. Go Easton. I mean, hey, I'm proud about this. Hey, Easton. I appreciate it. So we're going to take a quick break. And before we take the break, I want to give a shout out to our platinum sponsor, Ms. Tamara T. Hubs, for being our platinum sponsor for this. Well, you know what? I want to also say next week is the final show for the season 1. God.
Well, wait, give yourself a hand of applause for making it through a whole
season. Making it this far. Yeah, look at that. But we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with my guest here to hear more about his organization and where this $1 million founder can find him. Again, welcome back to Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul, where I'm your host, Michelle Bolden Hammond, and I am here with my special guest, Mr. Shelton Hawkins, who is here talking about his organization. Look, I think you might have some Christmas list here. Somebody said I need the power of shut up shoes. Lisa will have to tell you about that. So Ty has a question. She said, do you design residential courts at homes? Ooh.
I haven't, just because, because again, just the opportunity that we had, and the whole project started with my cousin James Thomas that passed away at Ottawa. So I kind of wanted to do something kind of special for him, and it just kind of went from that court into the other court. So I haven't done anything residential, just been kind of parks, just because, like the goal is to get as many people outside playing basketball and, getting them to be moving around, especially like with the way the world is today. Like I feel like a lot of people don't actually go outside and play basketball like how they used to back in the day. So that was like the whole goal of us doing the whole playing color thing. But definitely, for me, like, again, I don't turn down opportunities. I definitely don't run away from opportunities. So maybe, that's something that happens in 2022. Maybe I could the design and do a court at somebody's house. That'd be kind of cool.
That good to see that. That's that $1 million thought coming right there.
That's right.
Hey, right. You never know. You did it at LeBron James. He might call you up and say, Shelton, hey, I might need you to do this for my home court. All right, LeBron, I'm putting you out there. So.
No, we got a chance. I don't know if you got a chance to see that we worked with Space Jam. LeBron had his new movie this summer, so we got an opportunity to go to New York to work on a Space Jam rollout and the merch. It was supposed to be doing a basketball court. We just never got around to it, but we definitely had the opportunity with LeBron. So, that's 2 times I got a chance to work with him. So being from the shore, that's kind of cool. So, yeah.
See those opportunities. That's where you got to think outside the box with those opportunities. A lot of people ask me, Michelle, you always gone somewhere. I look at it. I love my home. I love my hometown people. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But you know what? There's a total different mindset change when you really gearing up to follow your plan and follow your dream. And you know what? Even in Jesus, he had to leave his hometown. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? It's nothing. I love home, but it's just that, it's better opportunities for you to grow. And I'm always, and you can tell, I'm always about collaboration. Collaboration is the key. And and one of the things, there's no competition. This is one of the things. This is no competition on whatever you do, because you know what, you may do it a little bit differently, and it's just how you do it authentically. That's what you need to do when you're doing this thing and working with it. So I commend you again for what you're doing, and with this foundation and the shoes, the art, all of that, some amazing art. And I did see that Black Lives Matter on the street. When I go to Cambridge, I look at that, I'll be like, wow. And I mean, it was a community gathering that took place. And when I go to Ottawa Park, when I come to Easton, I'm always look past that fountain and I'm looking at it and I see those colors that it catches your eye. Moton, I had no idea it was down Moton until maybe like 2 months ago, because when I just come in town, I just come to the Target or wherever else. I just come to Target and move on out. But I had no idea it was at Moton as well. And we see a lot of cultures here in the diverse that's in Talbot now. And you see, the Hispanic community, they're playing basketball on it. So, they're having tournaments and stuff on it, soccer's and, different things like that as well. I have a few questions that's coming in too.
Okay.
So from Lisa Dove Washington, she said, I would love to help you pull it into Prince George's County.
Oh, I mean, I'm all, like the goal was to get as many done in the state of Maryland as we can. They actually have a really cool, my friends did one in Annapolis, the Breonna Taylor basketball court. I don't know if y'all seen that one. That was pretty cool. But nobody's done anything in PG. So definitely would love to try to get over there and see if we can see how it makes sense to be able to do one. So yeah, if you have any, suggestions or anybody who might need to talk to, then I'm all about it.
And Ty Bolden says, I wish the courts in Denton we grew up playing on was open so they could be done. Now let me put this disclaimer out there, because I left that out of my notes just in case, because hey, I'm gonna just put it like this, Shelton. I gotta speak in code.
Right.
That's the county I work in, but so the opportunity came knocking on the door.
Mm-hmm.
And as they always say, you can lead the horse to the water, but you cannot make them drink.
Yeah.
So
let me speak on it. I don't work there. So this what happened. And the very first letter we ever wrote was to do a basketball court in Denton. We met because that basketball court was everything. Like, most of my family grew up in Riverview Gardens. That was like the only place that I could kind of go on my own. Ty, I spent a lot of time on those basketball courts. So that was like the original idea. They just didn't want it. They didn't want anything to do with it. They thought closing down the courts would be better. And I feel like it had really hurt that community, closing down those basketball courts. So I felt like when they asked about it, they asked after they seen all the success of Easton, and I felt like it just wasn't the same as it was when we were trying to do it originally, because they could have had it done like in 2007. And at the time, Nike had agreed to come in and kind of fix it up and everything. This before we was doing like the actual art in the basketball court, but just doing doing resurfacing and cleaning up the basketball court. Nike had agreed to come out and they said no. So yeah.
Pass it up.
Yeah.
But I will connect you, because I will say the mayor that's there now, and Ty can vouch for me on this, because I just actually was working in the housing at Riverview Garden maybe like a couple months ago. She's very open to community. Right. So just let me know.
Right.
And I can throw the whistle through there, because I'm very persistent. That's the, very
That's another word. What's that word so far? We got persistent. We got
execute.
Execute was one of them.
Yep.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, look, Ty said, yes, she is open. Yes, I actually last year got a citation from her from, doing the activities that Riverview needed, because one time that was bordered the bad place, they just had that tragic murder there. Mm-hmm. And, we needed to bring up more, things that were going on in the community. So she even came out, she liked the idea that, we keep it going there. But yeah, so if you need help with that, I'm here to help you.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. So we got one more video that we want to share with the audience with you. So just sit back, audience, and just check this video out.
Look at y'all. That one. So, and it's funny because that one is also a video shot by one of the PE teachers at my school who does photography and video. He just called me. He had just got a new car and was like, man, I want to come on the other side. So I work at St. Charles, so it's like an hour and a half drive from hour and 45 minutes drive to Easton. So he was like, I want to come. So in those clips is my art studio. So he had came, and then the arts council from the state of Maryland was at my studio visiting that day too. So he got a chance to like see like, you know, me showing some of the new artworks I was working on. So it was really a great experience. And, you know, for him to have his video, I'm gonna show him this tomorrow. He's gonna be super excited. So that's kind of made my day. Thank you, because he's gonna be happy about that.
That is a good video. That is a real good video. I appreciate. I had that surprise for you.
Yeah,
see?
you did. I didn't even know. Thank you. Both videos, you didn't tell me nothing about no videos or nothing. So both of them was a surprise.
I can't give you all my secrets. I can't give you all my secrets. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. So again, you know, that you know, art is, you know, I actually have an art therapist who comes on once a month too, and she's Samara M. She's art therapist in New York. She usually comes on once a month, and we talk about art is therapy and so how much it can do. But just think about, you know, the individual that's wearing this on their feet.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the journeys that, because no, like they say, if these shoes could talk,
right? Yeah.
If these shoes could talk, you know, even in that. So, you know, it's very empowering that you know, you're doing this, what you're doing with the project. So, you know, now we want you to talk about where people can donate to your cause, because it's a very special good cause. And, you know, again, this platform is always open an opportunity when you want to talk. Again, I'm here for you here at Upfront Mind Body and Soul. So tell the audience where they can share, to find you, if they want to help out, volunteer. Volunteer your time. Like we said at the beginning, you got to give back.
You're right. No, so the project that we do, or the organization that I run, is called Playing Color. Just because I wanted the game of basketball to be not only benefit, but people of color. I mean, you know, African Americans, but everybody. Basketball is one of those games where, you know, it's been a part of my whole life. I spent some time in Spain, couldn't speak Spanish, but I could go to the basketball court and play basketball, and that's how I made my friends. So for me, you know, playing color has always just kind of was in the back of my mind, and then I had the opportunity. So you can go on playingcolor.org if you want to make a donation, if you have a project idea. The email is playingcolor@gmail.com. So I'm easy to reach. I probably spend the most time on Instagram, which is Coach Hawkins at UMES, because I coach down there for, you know, a good bit of amount of time. So yeah, you know, send me a message on there. I'm on Facebook. I'm just my regular name, Sheldon Hawkins Jr. So any of those platforms, or playingcolor.org, any of those platforms are where you can find me. If you want to volunteer, we're always looking for volunteer. You don't worry about if you can paint or not. It's all about coming out and being part of the community. We just did a court in Berlin, Maryland, that was led by myself, but it had pretty much all volunteers. So just the baby to see like the whole community come together to do a basketball court. And that's the biggest court that we've done so far, because it was 3 full courts. It's actually a really nice design. It's one of my favorite ones. So volunteers can do these type of projects and everything. So I'm always here to help. So yeah.
So where is it located in Berlin? And if for those who are watching across the bridge, let me tell you where Berlin is, because you know most people be like, I'm going to Ocean City. Right. So Berlin is actually the last town before you get to Ocean City, maybe like 5 miles before you hit the bridge at Ocean City. So where is it in Berlin? Is it downtown in the area?
Nope. It's at Dr. Henry Park. You can see it right off the highway. So when you go on to Ocean City, you can see it literally right off the highway at Dr. Henry Park. It's like downtown, but off to the corner a little bit. But on the highway, you can see it right there. So you can see it right from the highway.
Okay. What is the name? What is the name of the high school down there?
Decatur. Stephen Decatur.
Stephen Decatur.
It's right behind Stephen Decatur.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For that same area.
Okay. All righty. I might have to fly on down there and check her on that.
Yes, it's new, so it looks really good. The colors are really vibrant. It looks, I think the shapes and the movement is really good. I actually like that design better than the Ottawa, like the colors and everything, because it's so big. And when you see it, you're like, man, this is, it's really good.
Well, I'm telling you, I could be at the stoplight at the Ottawa part, right? I could be at the stop, and it catches my eye from the Ottawa when I see that yellow, the orange, and I see it catches my eye when you're there. So I could imagine with this being 3 times the size. So when you went down south, how was it down south? Because most of how was the outreach down south?
So I went down there 4 times. I did 2 courts in Atlanta. With bigger brands. 1 court we did with Reebok and the video game. The game Candyland, which was kind of cool. We did that with the Boys and Girls Club, and then we did one a month and a half ago in Atlanta. But although down south ones, we did one in Tennessee and Knoxville, and it was really good because we did it with WNBA player Candace Parker, and then the University of Tennessee had practice on that basketball court, and most colleges never practice outside. So the fact that they practice outside on the basketball court, and it's the University of Tennessee women's, which has always been like one of my favorite women programs. So that was really dope. It was hot. Every time we've been down south, it's been extremely hot because we don't start painting until like June, and so we use the season for us starts like June and kind of stops in August. So usually when we're down south, it's like July and it's like hot, but it helps the process because it makes the paint dry faster.
Yeah, most definitely. So, one of the things that I like the initiative where you say getting action, because a lot of kids are not physically fit like when we had to be outside, because now we know we have other things as electronics and different things like that. So it is a good way, fitness in action.
And even if kids don't want to go out there to play basketball, like the goal was to be able to let kids have somewhere safe. They can go out there, you can take photos, you can have photo shoots with the court, like you can interact with the courts and the color of the court. So that was one thing that we were just trying to focus on, because everybody doesn't want to play basketball, but I want people to go there and just kind of enjoy the experience.
Wow. Again, you have done such an amazing job.
I appreciate it. Make sure you tell my mom next time you see her that she did a good job with her son.
Oh, she did. Patricia, I'm gonna throw it out there right now. Patricia Hawkins, you have done an amazing job in raising this young man to where he is today, and you're doing the same with your lovely little daughter as well. I love it. So
Now I have one question for you. Did you know my dad?
I did know your dad.
Okay, give me one story, because I my dad got taken away from me.
He was a ball player too.
I was about to say, I don't never get to hear stories about my dad. So anytime somebody said they knew my dad, I always your dad was a ball. Your dad was a ball player too back, and he held it down. It's in the genes. So it's in the genes. But and I mean you come from a good family, always and you always been respectful. Even how kids can get underhand you, but you always been respectful. Every time when I seen you on the court, off the court, you still the same, even right now. So so you have this is a mentor for your sons. I had some really good ones. I had some really good, not necessarily mentors, but really good basketball coach throughout my life. Dwayne Coverdale from Delaware, Frank Brown, John. I had really good basketball coaches that took time to teach me how to be a man, and not just only about the game of basketball. And they still are in my life now. That even when I'm older, they still call and check on me, still send a birthday text. They still if I do something good, they still send me that text yo, I'm proud of you. So that's always important.
Yes. So I'm telling you, I just don't know. I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see the next project. So what's on the next agenda? So what are you planning for the holidays? Because the holidays are coming up. So what are you planning for the holidays?
So we're doing what's the thing that they locally do with the trees? I forgot what it's called.
The Festival of Trees.
Yeah, so we're doing a festival of one of the trees. So I'm excited about that. I actually got a chance to work with my girlfriend and her grandma, Elaine Butler. So we're excited to do that. So we have that next week. I'm actually leaving this week to go to the NBA Hall of Fame, working on a secret project with them in Boston. So, and then to close out the year, we have a project with the Gov Challenge. So make sure y'all come see us at the Gov Challenge. It's going to be a really cool activation that they allowed me to kind of create like my own little world down there. So that'll be really good.
And the Festival of Trees is going to be held at Tidewater Inn, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and when does it start?
I don't know. I think we put together our tree next week. I don't know the actual date when they're actually viewable, but I know we go in next week to kind of work on the trees and put everything together.
And that's gonna feature some of your art.
Yeah, you gotta see. I don't want to give it, like you said. I can't tell you all my tricks.
The Festival of Trees is a real good, and actually, it's a way also because they auction those trees off.
Right. Yeah.
So the proceeds, whatever you get, do whatever that you get the place to donate the tree, and whoever auctions it and wins it or whatever else.
Yep.
But it's
this is my first year. They kind of just asked me out the blue. I was like, again, not being afraid of challenges and running 2 challenges instead of running away from challenges. I was like, all right, let me try it because I got a 9-foot tree. I never decorated a tree in my whole life. So, I'm excited to see how this turns out.
Say that again. Hold up. You just said a key something there too. Not afraid to run from the challenges.
I run to the challenges. Yeah. And I know God gonna put people in my life that's gonna help me figure it out. So I know it's always gonna work out.
You hear that? You hear that, audience? Look, that's as the folks say in the church world. That's a word.
Yeah.
That's a word. That is a word. So Shelton, again, I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight and just sharing your vision. And again, here at Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul, whatever I can do to help you. Again, visit his website, donate his website. Even if those who are catching the replay from this, all we ask you to do is share this because we are believing that this is going to shelter into that $1 million donor that he can be able to do what he needs to do with this project.
That's right.
And we have, hello, Tanya, how are you? And Tanya Sherwood says, hello, my sister and Shelton. Yes. Yeah, Damaris, her son. I'm pretty sure you know Damaris.
I do.
Damaris Gibson, yeah. See, this is wonderful. Just give out one. You just said a word of encouragement, but for those who are dreaming, who are in the process, in hot pursuit of their dream, you spoke on, the challenges, running to the challenges. So a strategy. Give the audience a strategy when running into the challenge.
For me, it's always one of the things I really try to focus on is not being afraid to ask for help. Put yourself around people who really want the best for you and really want to see you win, because when you win, they win, and then the more opportunities everybody gets. So I really feel like it's important to have good support system. Like my mom, literally, my mom is at everything I ever done since kindergarten, from the talent shows all the way up to us just having a charity softball game in Berlin. She was there. So having a strong support system is always important. Not being afraid to help, and not necessarily being afraid to fail. Like I'm not afraid to fail just as much as I'm not afraid to succeed, because I know they both kind of go hand in hand. So I just take on every opportunity to be like with a mindset that it's gonna be all right. I know who my God is. I know what it's about, so I always know it's gonna be all right.
That's it. I can't drop the mic, but drop it.
Yeah.
I can't drop the mic, but that's a boom. That's a boom moment. That's the boom moment right there. You have said, I mean, that's the same with me. I shared you my story that day at the Frederick Douglass. When I looked at music has always been in me. And for me to say, well, go ahead. And the opportunity came where I met the person who helped me pull it together. And now, not only that, now I'm working on a whole new album put together, not just stopping with the single, but a whole album.
Well, congratulations.
So, yes, thank you so much. I actually start more work on it tomorrow, so so I might have to have my shoes ready.
Well, I got you. Just let me know.
Have my shoes ready.
Let me know.
Have the shoes ready for the spring of 2022. So, but yeah. So Shelton, again, thank you so much for coming on Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul. And to the audience, thank you guys for sharing this. Thank you guys for so much of the support. And again, I want to give a special shout out to my platinum sponsor, T Hugs, who has been our platinum sponsor of the month. And she's also my niece. She's also my niece. I really do appreciate her. Ty, I thank you so much too. You have always been an encourager as well. And again, to the team in the back, thank you so much. You know what? I cannot believe that next week is the end show, but guess what? I'm gonna make a special announcement, Shelton. Guess where my show? I'm actually taking the show on the road next week.
Look at you! Look at that! Look at you taking this. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm taking the show on the road. We're actually next week, everyone. You don't want to miss. This will be the final season 1 of Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul. We're gonna be at the Art Live bar in Cambridge, Maryland, meeting the hosts of the Art Live, and you're gonna get to see a little bit of what goes on and what the plan is for the Art Live. Yeah, so that's where we're gonna be.
You have to ask them because they were one that I had my first art show with. So you have to ask them about how I was so nervous about my price, and they was like, "Boy, if you don't charge these people," so that's a conversation you have to ask them with. I can't wait to hear what they say about like my growth because they literally seen me from my very first art show to where I'm at now.
Yeah, so I mean, it's amazing in there. I actually was there 2 weekends ago. I got to perform there with the house band, but we're gonna be talking with the owners and what their vision is, and it's very beautiful inside. Nothing but art. It reminds me of City Winery a little bit. I think that's where they're going, and they're getting ready to have a lot of action come because they're trying to rebuild Cambridge because Cambridge has always gotten a bad rap. But they're trying to rebuild it, with the dreams of keeping it alive and like it used to be. Because a lot of folks don't realize here in Eastern Shore, Cambridge was actually the workplace of everything being shipped from clothing. People would go to clothing, get their clothes and stuff back there, imported stuff, all of that stuff. Cambridge was the foundational hub, back in the day. So they're trying to revitalize it.
Yeah, well, they got a good group. So if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be
the Afro Genesis group. Yes, the Afro Genesis group will be bringing it back. So I'm glad to know them too. Again, I'm here to actually help them too. Whatever I can do for the community to share anything that's inspirational, anything of words of wisdom. That's what we're here for. So. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Shelton, so much for coming on to Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul. And again, audience, join us next week because it's going to be a little party for the end, but we will be returning. But we're going to revamp and come back in 22, stronger, better, and we're executing some things.
That's right.
Yeah. So again, be blessed until next week. Thank you.